Hello students, today we are going to discuss about chemical and electrochemical energy based process under the subject of unconventional machining process. Myself P. Suresh Kumar, Assistant Professor, Government College of Engineering, Bodi Naikanur. First of all, try to understand what is chemical energy method. In chemical energy method, the metal is removed from the workpiece through controlled etching of workpiece material in contact with a chemical solution. Is called as chemical energy method. Example, we can say chemical machining. What is chemical machining and the principle of chemical machining? The metal is removed from the workpiece through controlled etching or chemical attack of the workpiece material. It is the principle of chemical machining. This diagram shows the arrangement and construction of chemical machining setup. First of all, try to understand the construction and working of chemical machining. As already discussed, in chemical machining, the metal is removed from the workpiece through controlled etching or chemical attack of the workpiece material. Material can be removed from selected region or entire surface depending upon our requirement. There are certain steps to be followed while carrying out a chemical machining process. Step 1. Remove dust and oil from the workpiece by using trichloroethylene vapor or in a solution of mild alkaline at a concentration of 85 to 900 and then wash with clean water. So this is the step 1. And then step 2. After cleaning the workpiece, it is dried and then coated with a maskant material. So maskant material. What is maskant material? If selective machining is desired, the areas of the workpiece which are not to be machined covered with a resistant material. That resistant material is called maskant material. After covering with the maskant material, the workpiece is then immersed in a chemical reagent. So chemical reaction takes place and the metal is removed from the workpiece surface. The time of immersion of workpiece depends upon the how much material we want to remove from the workpiece. In order to obtain a uniform depth of metal removal, the temperature control and stirring of reagent is important. So a stirrer is used. After machining the workpiece, it should be washed thoroughly to prevent chemical reaction with any chemical etching reagents residues. So it is important to wash the material before and after the machining. So applications of chemical machining. The first and important application of chemical machining is to produce burr-free components. So wherever you want burr-free components, you can go for chemical machining. And then if you want to produce the depth of removal is very critical in microns, you can choose chemical machining process. So these two are some of major application of chemical machining process. And then advantages of chemical machining process. The first advantage is tool cost is very low. Hard and brittle materials can be machined. Stress-free components are produced. Any metal can be machined. High surface finish obtained. Burr-free components are produced. Most difficult to machine materials can be machined easily with chemical machining process. So these are some advantages of chemical machining process. Chemical machining process have some limitations. Those are material removal rate is very low. Manufacturing cost is high. Large floor area is needed to carry out the chemical machining process. It does not produce sharp corners. So if you want to produce sharp corners workpiece, you cannot do with chemical machining process. While discussing chemical machining process, we heard the word etchants. What is etchants? To remove the metal from the workpiece by using the chemical reagent is called etchants. The chemical etching reagent depend upon the workpiece material. The agents are different for different materials. Some of the agents are given below in the table. If you want to machine aluminum material using chemical machining process, you can use caustic soda as a agent. For steel, you can use hydrochloric acid or nitric acid. For stainless steel, iron chloride is suitable. Like agents, there is one more term called maskants. In chemical machining process, the areas of workpiece which are not to be machined or covered with a resistant material is called as maskants. In the tabular column, there are few examples for maskant material. So if you want to machine aluminum material, you can use butyl rubber as a maskant material. For magnesium, you can use polymers. For nickel, you can use neoprene. For ferrous material, you can use PVC, that is polyvinyl chloride. Next is method of masking. Two types of masking are given below. First one is scribed and peeled maskants. Second is photoresist maskants. Scribed and peeled maskants. In this method, a maskant is applied to the entire surface of workpiece by dip, spray and brush. In photoresist maskants, the photoresist material is applied to the workpiece by dipping, spraying, brushing or roller coating. Metal removal rate. In any kind of machining, metal removal rate is one of the important parameters to be considered. The metal removal rate mainly depends upon the selected agent in chemical machining. The metal removal rate is fast with certain agent. It increases undercutting, poor surface finish and more heating takes place, which is undesired. Etching rate and depth of cut are high for hard materials and low for soft materials. So these are all the things we need to understand with chemical machining process. So the next process is electrochemical machining, in short ECM. In ECM process, electrolysis method is used to remove the metal from the workpiece. In this process, particles travel from the anodic material, that is workpiece, toward the cathodic material, that is machining tool. Next is principle of electrochemical machining. Electrochemical machining process based on the principle of Faraday's law of electrolysis, which is state that the mass of a substance deposited or liberated at any electrode on passing a certain amount of energy is directly proportional to its chemical equivalent weight. Construction and working of electrochemical machining. This diagram shows the construction and machining setup of electrochemical machining process. Parts of electrochemical machining. The electrochemical machining setup consists of fixture, table, workpiece, tool, electrolyte, pump, filter, pressure gauge, flow meter, feed unit and power supply. Let us see one by one of these parts. First one is fixture. The fixture is used to hold the table firmly. Next, table. The table is used to hold the workpiece properly. Next one is workpiece. It is the material on which machining is carried out to remove the material from the surface of workpiece. Here the workpiece is act as an anode. Next one is tool. With the help of the tool, material removal takes place in the workpiece. Here the tool acts as a cathode. Electrolyte. The electrolyte acts as a medium for the flow of ions and leads to the removal of material from the surface of workpiece. Next one is pump. Pump is used to circulate the electrolyte from the sump to all parts of the system. Next one is filter. It removes the impurities present in electrolyte which is being pumped to the system or work region. Next one is pressure gauge. It is used to check the pressure of electrolyte coming from the pump via filter to the work region. Next one is flow meter. Flow meter is used to measure the discharge or mass flow rate of the fluid, which is electrolyte. Next one is feed unit. To give the feed to the tool, servo motor is used such that whenever material removal takes place from the workpiece, the servo motor gives the necessary amount of feed to the tool. Next is power supply. The power supply is to be given to the machine to work properly. Here, positive supply is given to the workpiece and negative supply is given to the tool. The next topic is working of electrochemical machining process. First, the electrolyte is pumped to the work region by the pump via filter, pressure gauge, flow meter, and finally it enters into the work region from the passage. When the power supply is given, an optimum gap is maintained between the tool and workpiece. Because of Faraday's law of electrolysis, the ions have started displacing from the workpiece and trying to deposit over the tool. Before the ions are depositing on the tool, the electrolytic present between the tool and workpiece is pumped out. Then the ions also moving along with the electrolyte without depositing on the tool. From the above mechanism of material removal is ion displacement, and because there is no disturbance taking place in the tool, the same tool can be used for producing infinite number of components. Hence, we can say that wear ratio of the tool is infinity for electrochemical machining. As we discussed earlier, metal removal rate is an important parameter for all kind of machining process. During electrochemical machining, metal from the anode is removed by atom by removing negative electrical charges that bind the surface atom to their neighbors. The ionized atoms are then positively charged and can be attracted away from the workpiece by an electric field. The ionized atom are then positively charged and can be attracted away from the workpiece by an electric field. In an electrolytic cell, material removal rate is governed by Faraday's law of electrolysis. The amount of chemical charge produced by an electric current is proportional to the quantity of electric charges passed through the electrolyte. The amount of different substances deposited or dissolved by the same quantity of electricity are proportional to their electrochemical equivalent weights. These laws can be expressed in mathematical form as follows, where F is the Faraday's constant, which is equal to 96500 coulombs, which is equal to 26.8 ampere hour, and Q is the charge, I the current, and T is the dissolution period. Advantages of electrochemical machining. The components are not subjected to either thermal or mechanical stress. No tool wear is happen during electrochemical process. Fragile parts can be machined easily as there is no stress involved. Electrochemical machining deburring can differ difficult to access areas of parts. High surface finish up to 25 micrometer can be achieved by electrochemical process. Complex geometrical shapes in high strength material, particularly in aerospace industry for the mass production of turbine blades, jet engine parts and nozzle can be machined repeatedly and accurately. Deep holes can be made by electrochemical machining. Limitations of electrochemical machining. ECM is not suitable to produce sharp square corners or flat bottoms because of the tendency for the electrolytic to erode away sharp profiles. Electrochemical machining can be applied to most metals, but due to the high equipment cost, it is usually used primarily for highly specialized applications. Applications of electrochemical machining process. It is mainly used for producing complex concave curvature components such as turbine blades, etc. The electrochemical process is used for profiling and contouring, die sinking operation, drilling, trepioning, and micromachining. The next topic that is we are going to discuss is electrochemical grinding. Electrochemical grinding is a part of electrochemical machining. In electrochemical grinding, the material removal is achieved by combined action of abrasive and electrochemical process energy. The resulting surface has high surface integrity and burr free and has negligible distortion. The abrasive particles of the grinding wheel make a contact with the workpiece, and the gap between the wheel and workpiece makes a passage for electrolyte circulation. The gap voltage ranges from 2.5 volt to 14 volt. At the start of machining process, the material removal is achieved by the action of electrochemical process, and this is followed by the development of passivating layer on the surface of workpiece. This diagram shows the typical arrangement of electrochemical grinding. You can see the grinding wheel and the supply of electrolyte, workpiece feed direction, and the power supply. Electrochemical grinding is the combination of electrochemical machining, mechanical abrasion, and erosion. So metal removal rate also the combination of these three processes. So metal removal rate of total process equal to metal removal rate due to electrochemical machining plus metal removal rate due to mechanical abrasion. So the metal removal rates due to individual process energy can be estimated using the following equations, where eta is current efficiency, I is machining current, A is molecular weight of anode, and Z is valency of positive or negative ions, rho is density of workpiece, F is Faraday's constant, V is applied voltage across electrodes, and W is degree of polarization. K is degree of polarization, and W is specific conductance of electrolyte, and IEG is inter-electrode gap respectively. Advantages of electrochemical grinding: no thermal damage due to workpiece, elimination of grinding burn, absence of work hardening, long lasting wheels, less turning, higher MRR, that is metal removal rate, single pass grinding, reduced cost of grinding, absence of burrs on the finished surface, improved surface finish with no grinding scratches. Next is the limitations of electrochemical grinding. Electrochemical grinding has high capital cost, higher cost of grinding wheel also, corrosive environment, high preventive maintenance cost, tolerance achieved due in electrochemical grinding is low, difficult to optimize due to the complexity of the process. Non-conductive materials cannot be machined in electrochemical grinding. The next process is electrochemical honing. Honing is a finishing process in which a tool called hone carries out a combined rotary and reciprocating motion while the workpiece does not perform any working motion. Most honing is done on internal cylindrical surface such as automobile cylindrical valves, which requires high surface finish. The honing stones are held against the workpiece with controlled light pressure. The diagram shows the typical arrangement of electrochemical honing process. You can able to see the DC power supply, fixture, and workpiece, filter, circulation of electrolyte with the use of pump. Advantages. The advantages of electrochemical honing process have high tolerances can be achieved. Good surface finish is achieved. Small correction on workpiece is possible. This process also results in deburring and no stress is developed as a result of this process. Limitations of electrochemical honing process. The cost of the high equipments used in this process is high. It's only applicable to hard materials. This process can be carried out by the skilled labor only. Applications of electrochemical honing. Electrochemical honing is widely used in power generation industries. It is used in gear teeth error corrections. It is used in increasing lifespan of the roller, gears, sleeves, dies, gears and internal cylinders. It is also used in processing different materials like carbide, titanium, alloys, etc. So students, these are the contents involved in chemical and electrochemical energy based process. Hope you understand. Thank you for watching. Now let us try to solve some numerical problems based on electrochemical machining process. So this is the problem. In a certain electrochemical dissolution process of iron, a MRR, that is material removal rate of 2 cm³ per minute was desired. Actually we want to remove 2 cm³ of material per minute. That is our required material removal rate. Determine the amount of current required for the process. So in order to remove the material, we have to give some current to the setup. So we have to find out how much amount of current required for that process to remove 2 cm³ of material, that is iron, per minute. And we have some other data. Assume atomic weight of iron, that is equal to 56 grams. Valency at which dissolution occur, that is equal to 2, that is actually Z. In our notation, that is Z, we can say. And density of iron is 7.8 gram per centimeter cube. Actually that is centimeter cube. There is a correction. Density of iron is 7.8 gram per centimeter cube. Grams equivalent weight of iron, ECE, that is equal to mass per valency, that is atomic weight of iron per valency, that is also given equal to 28. And Faraday's constant, F, equal to 1609 amp per minute. So we have to find how much amount of current required to remove 2 cm³ of iron per minute. So solution for the problem. We know that material removal rate, MRR, equal to reciprocal of Faraday's constant into reciprocal of density into grams equivalent weight of material into Q. We can write MRR equal to reciprocal of Faraday's constant into reciprocal of density into M by V into current per time. We can say unit time. So we have to find out how much amount of current, that is I. So rearranging the above equation, I current is equal to MRR into Faraday's constant F into density of iron divided by MYB, that is ECE, grams equivalent weight of iron. So we can write equal to I is equal to 2 into 1609 into 7.8, that is density of iron, divided by 28, that is the value of M by M divided by V, ECE, grams equivalent weight. If we calculate this thing, you will get answer 896. That is current required to remove the 2 centimeter cube of iron per minute. I is equal to 896 amps. So this is the answer, 896 amps. Sometimes you may ask to find MRR, that is material removal rate. You are given with some other values. Using these equations, you can find MRR, material removal rate. So these kind of problems you may ask in examinations. So this formula, MRR equal to ECEQ divided by FP, used to find out volumetric material removal rate. So you will end up with answer having unit of centimeter cube per unit time. If you are asked to find out mass material removal rate, you can use the formula ECEQ divided by ZF, or you can use AI divided by ZF. This formula is used to find out mass material removal rate. We have already seen the animated image of electrochemical machining process. So this is the actual setup of electrochemical machining process, which is used in laboratories for experimental analysis purposes. So you can compare this image with our previous image. You can see a DC power supply right over the left corner of this machine. This is this one, and you can see a hose colored red color hose, which is used to circulate the electrolytic solution from sump to workpiece. And you can see another white color tube, which is used to drain the electrolytic solution, or used to take the electrolytic solution return to the sump. This is how the electrolytic solution is circulate using a pump. And you can see a tool post middle of the setup. This is used to adjust the gap between the workpiece and the tool. You can move this tool top and bottom, and you can also able to move this tool right to left. You can able to see the fixture which is used to hold the workpiece, having 4 bolts. You can see right over here 4 bolts. And one more separate setup which is not involved in electrochemical machining setup. This is a separate setup, microscope, used to see the workpiece while machining. There is one more setup which is used to control the power supply, flow rate, pressure and machining time. A programmed computer is attached with this electrochemical machining setup to control all these variables. You can call this setup as a feed unit. The feed unit is controlled by a servo motor. The servo motor gives the necessary amount of feed to the tool during the machining process. So Thank you for watching. Thank you.